We have another video for you, and this time it's about Floyd Mayweather and whether he is broke, because rumor has it he's been scammed out of 402 million. Let's check this out.
Stephen A. Smith exposes Floyd Mayweather for going bankrupt after $402 million scam.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing.
Dang, man, what's going on with Mayweather? I mean, I've been hearing all this, and I know it's true. They're saying that Floyd Mayweather can't read. So you gotta wonder, like, if he really getting good deals when it comes to some of these contracts, because he can't read the contract, right? I mean, someone can read it for him. But I've been in situations, I've gone to abroad, and let's just say I need a translator. Something will get mixed up in the translation, and what I'm saying, they ain't translating properly. And if you're spending, like, you invest in hundreds of millions, it's gonna be one of those things where you don't know who's on your side when you can't read the contract. I mean, contracts are like the devil's deed in itself. When you can read, you need to really look at the wording, and if you don't read properly, you could be trapped into being a slave to a record label or signing away hundreds of millions in contract fees. I don't know what's happened with Floyd Mayweather. They say he's been scammed out of some sort of deal with investment. I don't know what's going on, but who knows, you know. And it's also, let's just have a look here. Mayweather recently invested in 402 million property portfolio in New York, to which many doubt its legitimacy. See, we don't know. He may have been conned out of that. You know, it may be a giant con. Because this guy they could have just seen this guy coming. And the thing about the world is, I've been in a situation where I made a lot of money, and for some strange reason, the people who don't have money think they can outsmart you, and they're trying to outsmart you just by pure lies. Not by being smart, just pure lies. If you ain't on your P's and Q's with these people, they will take your money and they'll be laughing like, yeah, got an extra $150 out of this guy. If you're not smart. But if you have the money, they're like, oh, he has the money. You know, they don't feel any way about robbing somebody who they perceive as being rich. And as someone like Floyd Mayweather, he flaunts his wealth everywhere. So they see he has the money. We can rob him. Could be the case. There's also his excessive spending. So let's have a look at this. Floyd Mayweather money blow. This goes to show how much he spends any other day, any given day, really. So it was a typical scene for the anyone family with the lux life of Floyd Mayweather flaunts on social media. The 40-year-old boxing champion sitting in a cabin of a private jet, counting heaps of $100 bills, and talking about the envy that gets directed at him. Well, of course you're gonna get envy if you're sitting down there and you're taking $100 bills out to count. Like, you don't really need to do that. You are deliberately courting envy. People don't see the average person down the street and be like, I'm envious of him. Unless the guy's incredibly good looking. You know, but you want people to be envious of you because you putting this up on the internet. Continue to hate, Mayweather said in the September video as he piled the stacks of cash into a clear plastic bag. You know, people only talk about winners. I'm a winner, so continue to talk, Mayweather. Money Mayweather, as he calls himself, was indeed a winner in the ring. Endless in his pro career in 2017, 50-0 record he records. That had more than $1 billion in boxing paydays, making him the 10th highest paid athlete of all time. According to the reports, business outlet Sportstico. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen Mayweather. He's gone downhill. I've seen him in the UK, not personally, but he's been doing these exhibition matches, and I scratch my head like it kind of like you kind of scratch your head like, how much is he really getting paid for these exhibition matches? Because it ain't the money that people are claiming, because nobody's showing up. You go to show up to a boxing match to see someone get knocked out, but when it's an exhibition match against some random YouTuber or some random person from some sort of celebrity show, that's what he's been boxing. People he know he can beat. And I remember looking at the pictures of the whole boxing match and looking in the seats. Seats were empty. So I'm thinking like, did they just pay him and lose money? Because if the seats are empty, how's anyone getting paid, man? Like maybe it's sponsorship. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I like to pocket watch people, and I start to figure out how this all working. I doubt there's television rights with some of this nonsense that he's been carrying on with the past few years. He says, I'm financially set, and I want to let everyone know this. Oh, let's see. Starting in 2024, Mayweather talked up a spending blitz on commercial property in New York through his new, formerly real estate firm, Splashy Moves, that earned him a feature spot on the predominant real estate conference, with sessions entitled Real Estate Knockout, the Lloyd Webber Strategy. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Mayweather's social media last year promoted an article that reported he made a deal to invest $100 million in a property in Manhattan luxury. I don't know what to believe here, man. We just don't know what to believe. Let's see. Meanwhile, in the last 18 months, 2 of Mayweather's commercial properties have been foreclosed, and it is at risk of losing a Las Vegas building that has his strip club girl collection, over $52,000 in back property taxes and penalties. Mayweather has been accused in a lawsuit of failing to pay for millions of dollars of luxury items, including watches and high-end jewelry, allegations he had disputed. I mean, it's one of those things like the money's not coming in as it used to for Mayweather. Because those exhibition matches ain't doing him nothing, really. So you think about where's the money coming from now? Because he's spending more. And here's the thing about it. It's kind of like when you invest, it's kind of like gambling. You don't know whether you're going to get your return in your investment or not. Sometimes these things collapse. Like his strip club. It's clearly that hasn't worked out. We don't know how many other ventures he's put his money into and they've collapsed. And here he is now saying I don't think he'll be like on the streets poor anytime soon, but the lavish lifestyle he's accustomed to, it's better to have it and have spent it than to rather just keep it, because when you're dead, who you gonna take all the money with you? He's living his life. But it kind of reminds me of back in the days with Mike Tyson. Let me see if I can get this up. But Mike Tyson, he was like, let's see. Mike Tyson spent a lot back in the day, so these are the results. Let's see. It is true that Mike Tyson, during the period of extreme spending in the late 1990s and early 2000s, failed to pay several large jewelry bills, leading to lawsuits. These debts were among the millions he owed when he filed for bankruptcy in 2003. Remember, he was just coming off his professional career. Remember, in the mid 90s, Mike Tyson, he was big. Early 90s, he was really big. Mid 90s, he was still kind of demand a lot of money. But when it comes to like the late 2000s, we started to see Mike Tyson just fall off. You know, he tried to fall off the map, and he was still trying to live the same lifestyle. Remember, each one of these boxers have an entourage, and they cost money. They ain't living in no normal hotel. They're gonna hang around with Floyd Mayweather in the big hotel, the lavish life. It costs money to have all those entourage, all those women following Floyd Mayweather. It costs money. They ain't hanging around with him for his good looks. Nah, hang around with him because he has money, and they know he's gonna be spending money. Here's another one from Mike Tyson. The jeweler of Las Vegas, Tyson had an open line of credit. I don't get jewelry, you know, it's got you wear it, but then you take it off. I mean, the fake stuff still looks as good. Nobody knows. Anyway, that's just me. With store owner Mort Denchi Urashamilia, I butchered that, and built up an unpaid bill of over 800,000. This included a 173,000 gold chain and 80 carat diamonds that was never paid for at the time of his 2003 bankruptcy. Graf Jewelers London in 2000. Tyson went on to... I remember this in London because I remember it was on the news. I was like, what, Tyson? Nah, that's not good. They clearly got something wrong here. Tyson rich, man. But clearly he's spending more than he's bringing in. That's the thing. In 2002, Tyson went on a shopping spree and incurred a bill of approximately 630,000 for items including a diamond watch, a pocket watch. The company sued him and his promoter, Frank Warren. When the bill went unpaid for several months, the matter was eventually resolved amicably out of court, with the purchase paid in full. These incidents were part of a pattern of lavish and undisciplined spending that accumulated, contributed to Tyson's declaring over 23 million in debt. He has since attributed his financial struggles to a lack of money management skills and taking full responsibility for his actions. See, that's what happens really. People have the money coming in, and when it stops, they can't stop spending. They're so used to the lifestyle. They're like, man, they think the money's still there. They forget that you need to adjust yourself to the lifestyle when the money goes down low. And these guys just haven't. Their mindset is like, yo, I'm rich. They forget that the money's not at the high level anymore. And that's the main thing I think going on with Floyd Mayweather. That's why I covered this. I said to myself, like, this reminds me of Tyson, because everyone thought Tyson was like printing money, right? Back in the days, and then it turns out that he had loads of debts. And that's the same thing with Mayweather. He ain't boxing like at a professional level anymore. So where's the money coming from? He's spending more than he's bringing in. That's the issue. I mean, I could be all wrong. But who knows? Who knows? He may be a billionaire and he's just hiding it all. Well, not hiding it. He's telling us he's a billionaire, but all this stuff about him going broke, he's losing 400 million. It could be all this. Something that people are just making up to hate on him. But from what I can see, it may be true. It just may be true. Because if it happened to Tyson, it can happen to him. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'm out.